coming up on this week's SITREP, I chat to Families team member Lorna about increasing our bereavement support offer, the Scotty breaks for 2021 go live, and Team Apache have a catch-up over a Zoom call. Hi everyone, just quickly before I start, I wanted to remind you all that if you haven't already done so, please make sure you hit the subscribe button at the bottom now. There's so much positive news to share with you in this week's SITREP. As Scotty respite breaks for bereaved British Forces families went live this week. I absolutely love it when we first release the breaks and then you start to see all the emails pinging through to notify you that a break has been booked by one of our families. It's such a great feeling. At Scotty's we use a staggered system to release our breaks, so families that have never had a break before get access to the breaks first for a whole week, and then the following week we release them to families who didn't get a break last year, and then the final week they're released to all our families. It just seems like the fairest way of doing it. There's so much to deal with after the death of a loved one, so being able to escape from your daily life and have some quality family time is so important. This year we plan to provide respite breaks for over 190 bereaved families, and the Charity Forces Support have funded all of them. It's absolutely incredible. They have also committed to funding at least half of our breaks over the next 3 years, which is a massive deal for us. We have so many opportunities to provide better support for our families, so knowing these core activities are funded helps us to focus on how we can raise additional funds for the new areas and activities. This Easter, we set our members a competition. We asked them to design their very own Easter eggs. We encouraged them to let their imaginations run wild, telling us about the flavour, the size, the texture, the design, and to generally be as creative or as crazy as they want. We had some amazing entries, and it was clear that a lot of time and effort had gone into each and every design. We had 3 winners, and each of those won a yummy Easter hamper that was provided by our friends at BAE Systems at Marham and Radio West Norfolk. Huge congratulations to Megan, Isabel and Louis, who were our winners. More positive news to share with you is that Emma and Lorna from the Families team met with Team Apache this week via Zoom. Apache is the first of our year groups. So at Scotty's we recognise the importance of developing support networks and the positive outcomes that peer-to-peer support can have on a young person's development. So last year we started to create our own year groups. The groups start when the members hit year 6 in school and they're preparing to make that transition into secondary school. At this point, they receive their team t-shirts as well as their transition packs. Keeping within the military theme, each group is named after a military vehicle, and the idea is that they will stay in this team throughout their time at Scotty's until they reach the age of 18 when they move into our Springboard programme. The teams will get the opportunity to meet together either virtually or hopefully in person when we're allowed to do so, and then they can attend workshops together and generally develop their friendships. Recently I met up with Lorna for a socially distanced catch-up to film a new video. The aim of the video was to explain how we're planning to increase our bereavement support offer and also to give our families a bit of a general update on what's been happening within the charity. We are actually currently looking for 2 new people to join our team that will work directly with the families and the children and young people to carry out that direct bereavement support. All of the details for both of the roles are on our website at the moment, and the closing date is the 16th of this month. So if you're interested in joining the Families team, make sure you take a look at the job descriptions and all the details that are on the website. The video was made exclusively for our families, but we have pulled out a couple of clips because we thought you might be interested in them. I'm going to say goodbye now and leave you to take a look at the video clips, but don't forget that you can show your support by following us on social media, and you can even subscribe to our channel on YouTube and hit the notification button so you're updated every time we upload a new video. Also, if you head over to our website, you can find out all the latest news, and you can even sign up to receive emailed updates from the charity. Take care, everyone. So I'm really chuffed personally to now have you on board the team, because I know you've got a whole heap of knowledge and experience of working with bereaved children and young people. Yeah. But before Scotty's, what were you doing? You were working for a bereavement-based charity, weren't you, in Norfolk?
Yeah, so for the last 10 years I've been working with a child bereavement charity based in Norfolk, doing front face-to-face work with children and young people who've experienced the death of anybody who's significant to them. And prior to that I'd been doing a little bit of volunteering with them as well. So my time more recently has been a bit more about project development around bereavement, and really just had an opportunity now to sort of come across to Scotty's and put all of that together. But not least because, you know, in my sort of mid-20s I worked for the Army Welfare Service, as a community development worker at a barracks in Norfolk. And so that part of sort of understanding what the army does, and particularly what the military does, is something that's a really sort of passion of mine. One of the most exciting things about coming along to Scotty's is to be able to bring along that experience, to say, up until now, Scotty's hasn't been able, children have had a choice, parents have had a choice, but for us now moving forward, we're really looking at being that service that parents and carers can contact us if they've got any information guidance that they would like around bereavement or how to support their child around that grief, bereavement, different ages and stages. So that's, again, 0 to 25s, we're here, aren't we? So that's really good.
We're really determined and focused to make sure we're listening to the families and the members and the springboarders to make sure we're doing, providing the services that they need. But it's sometimes frustrating, isn't it? Because, I've been on this journey for 10 years with Scotty's, or nearly 11 years, I think, and through that time, I'm really proud of what the charity's achieved and what we're doing. But there's always in the back of my mind, we need the support. It's the most important. Like, I want the members and springboarders to know that we're here and can help with anything around their bereavement. Like what you said earlier, like they might have experienced a death when they were a baby, and they might think, I'm all right, I'm 9, I'm doing all right, and then it hits them again when they go off to high school. So it's making sure they know we're here throughout their whole childhood.
It's also, if someone dies when you are quite young as a child, you have this sort of expectation of what your life was going to be with that person. So again, as children get older, it's that loss of expectation. It's those milestones that you do without that parent being around. So there is potential for children to have to dip in and dip out of that service. They don't need it between the ages of 0 to 18, having to have support every single week. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is when those situations happens, when life feels a little bit tough, that we can come in and be that safety net and be able to sort of help and support.